I'm Michael Cera, and human skin is my passion, which is why I developed this. CeraVe. My cream. Oh, you didn't know? CeraVe. Developed with Michael Cera. We like? It's a perfect crossover opportunity.
New Sustain Complete Preservative Free. Just one drop gives you 8 hours relief from dry eye. So you can make every look count. Try new Sustain Complete Preservative Free. Ideal for sensitive eyes.
AG1 works by making foundational nutrition easier. Combining vitamins, probiotics, and whole food source nutrients into one comprehensive formula. Start simplifying your nutrition today at drinkag1.com.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to beautiful Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Today, under a lot of sunshine, we've got college baseball for you on the SEC ESPN network. It's the third-ranked LSU Tigers from the SEC meeting the UCA Bears from the Atlantic Sun Conference. Come on inside the ballpark, everyone. He's former Golden Spikes Award winner and College Baseball Hall of Famer Ben McDonald. I'm Lynn Rollins. 7 innings yesterday, Ben, but record set for LSU in a 27-5 thumping of VMI. 27 base hits. That ties an all-time LSU single-game record. LSU stroked 20 singles. That's a new record. 14 different Tigers recorded a hit. And Brady Neal, the real deal.
I tell you what, he was real yesterday for sure, Lynn. What a start it was yesterday. Starts the game off with back-to-back doubles. This was the first hit right down the right field line, pushing home one. Then his next at bat, how about off the wall for yet another double? And that was the big blow. How about his first career grand slam and a career high 6 RBIs. Remember, in 26 games last year, Lynn, he only drove in 9 runs total, 6 yesterday. But another guy in that offense for LSU that's having a monster year so far, the true freshman, Stephen Milam. On base all 4 times his first start on Saturday. Well, he backed that up yesterday. How about a 4-for-6 day at the leadoff spot for LSU, driving in 3 and scoring 4 times for the Tigers.
LSU yesterday used 4 relief pitchers, and we got our first look at starter Javen Coleman.
Yeah, remember, Coleman came back last year from Tommy John surgery, about midway point of the season. Really didn't have a significant role for LSU, but they're expecting big things from him this year. He is healthy and ready to go, and he did not disappoint in his first appearance yesterday. Started the game, 3 innings of work, 2 hits, did not allow a run, only walked 2, and punched out 3. So good to see Javen Coleman off to a good start for the Tigers.
Well, today's opponent, Central Arkansas, is 1-2 on the weekend. The Bears lost to VMI Friday night. That was a 3-1 affair. They dropped a 2-0 decision to LSU on Saturday afternoon, but then they came back to beat VMI in 11 innings on Saturday night. They did not play yesterday, and we are set to wrap up this rather unusual all-day game Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, opening weekend, if you will, of LSU baseball. Mendolia, Sagely, Curtis, Shipley, Sturgeon, and Traby, Allen, Bowman, and Leonard, the starting lineup offensively for the UCA Bears out of Conway, Arkansas.
Yeah, that's who they're going to face, the true freshman, Cade Anderson, Madisonville, Louisiana, by way of St. Paul's High School, where he had an outstanding high school career. Lynn, how about these numbers? First of all, he was rated the number 2 player coming out of the state of Louisiana last year, but a 28-1 career record on the bump, 212 strikeouts, and a .22 ERA in 4 years.
That's .022.
Yeah. That's how good he was. And I saw him pitch about 10 days ago in an inter-squad game. I tell you what, good fastball from the left side. 92, 93 is where you're going to probably see it sit. And he's got a banger breaking ball, too, a really good breaking ball, and a changeup that they're really working on. It's improving. But his pitchability, they really like. Jay Johnson loves him, says he's a strike thrower. So we shall see how he does in his first appearance as a Tiger.
Mendolia has been the most effective hitter for Central Arkansas this weekend. He's 4 for 8, and 2 of those hits have been doubled as he waits. Check swing and a called third strike, and that pitch got in on the hands. It was on the inner part of the plate, and no real chance to cut loose with a full swing. Look at the sunshine today, 61 degrees right now. There is no possibility of rain. Winds are still out of the north, but only at about 5 miles an hour. And this ballpark will play much truer today than it has the last couple of days. So ideal conditions. And Ben, I'm just looking ahead to next weekend when LSU softball and baseball will be in action here in Baton Rouge. And the weather looks terrific.
Yeah, it looks like we got a good run of weather here in the Baton Rouge area for the next week. I don't think there's much of a chance of rain all week long. Temperatures are going to be nice.
Let's take a look defensively. Jones and White on the corners. Milam and Braswell form the middle infielders. Bingham and Pearson on the corners in the outfield, and Jake Brown gets the start in center field, replacing Paxton Kling today. Brown has been playing in right field and in center today for the first time.
Yeah, Pearson goes to right, and Kling gets the day off, as you mentioned, and Jake Brown will play center field, and boy, he can really go get it. So we want to see him move around in the outfield, but we hear big things about Jake Brown, his ability to go get it.
He's going to have a chance right here. Sagely lifts it to center field. Brown shades his eyes and makes the catch.
Now, Central Arkansas, 3 games so far. They are 1-2. They lost to VMI on Friday night, 3-1. They lost 2-0 to LSU. Then, of course, they won their game against their doubleheader against Central Arkansas 4-3. So they're 1-2. They've really, Lynn, had struggled scoring runs. They've only scored 5 runs so far in the early part of the year in their 3 games.
On a very cold, blustery, not ideal day earlier this week, these teams played. LSU won it 2-0, but hits and runs were very hard to come by for both teams. This will be a chance for Pearson. He's got room in the corner in foul ground, and he makes the catch. And Cade Anderson's debut inning is a good one. 3 up, 3 down. A strikeout, a couple of fly ball outs, and we move on. LSU coming to the plate. The batting order straight ahead.
Ooh, stuffed up again?
So congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Just Sinex? Breathe. What is... Wow. Sinex, breathe,
Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors. Easy to apply for the whole family. Vicks VapoStick. And try Vicks Vapo Shower for steamy Vicks vapors.
Jay Johnson's lineup includes Stephen Milam, the freshman infielder at the top. He's at second base. Third baseman Tommy White. Hayden Travinski bats third as the DH. Brady Neal in the cleanup position. He's behind the plate. Jared Jones at first base. Josh Pearson is hitting 6th in right field. Mac Bingham in left field is batting 7th. Jake Brown hitting 8th in center field. And Michael Braswell is the shortstop batting 9th. There's Bryce Parlin out of Bentonville, Arkansas. And he's got the task of trying to hold down this LSU lineup.
Yeah, only made 9 appearances last year for Central Arkansas. This will be his first career start. He worked 11 innings last year, gave up 18 hits, walked 3, and punched out 8. Now, he did pitch Friday night in relief. He came in relief against VMI, pitched 3 innings of shutout baseball, walked 1, and struck out 1. He threw 36 pitches, Lynn, so he's had 2 days off. So probably, I would think if you're head coach Nick Harlan, if you could get 3 innings out of him, I think that's about all you're going to get today, as this is his second outing of the weekend.
You mentioned he had only thrown 11 innings last year, but he did give up 18 hits. So he'll try to get back in a more regular groove this year as we play early in the 2024 season.
Yeah, fastball 88 to 91 is what the scout report says. Breaking ball and a changeup.
Milam, White, and Travinski will bat for the Tigers. Milam already is causing eyebrows to be raised in astonishment at what he's accomplished early in his LSU career. This is a guy who is batting .714. He's 5 for 7 with a double and 4 driven in. Yeah, and Ben, he looks equal to the task in the early going, at least, as a freshman.
He does. He doesn't look overmatched so far, and I love his swing decisions. So we've not seen him chase like that right there. A lot of balls that have been really close to the strike zone, he's not offered it. So it tells me he's willing to take a walk, tells me he's got a pretty good understanding for a true freshman of the strike zone. Hey, there's another good take on the ball, just maybe a couple inches off the outside corner. And that's what Jay Johnson loves about it, because you want to have somebody at the top of your lineup, obviously, that's patient enough. If you're going to can take a walk to get on base and get in front of Tommy White coming up behind him and Travinsky and others.
This ball is hammered into the corner, but it is hooking foul.
Yeah, this is a young man that in high school over in New Mexico was outstanding. He was the Gatorade High School Player of the Year in New Mexico. We talked about his average yesterday. He hit .627 and drove in 50 runs in high school last year.
And all those numbers are extremely impressive, but to me, the thing that's surprising is he led every New Mexico high school player in slugging percentage. So even though he is not big physically, he packs a lot of wallop. There's a base hit up the middle. Can anybody get him out early? He is now 6 for 8.
He's what you call hot. And boy, when you're a freshman, and really anybody, you want to get off to a good start of the season. Didn't even get to play in game 1, but boy, game 2 and game 3 for LSU, he's made a difference.
Mendolia and Travi on the corners on the infield. Bowman and Leonard are the middle infielders. Curtis and Sturgeon and Allen patrol the pasture from left to right, and Shipley is catching for the Bears. First pitch swinging, Tommy White, and he laces it into left field.
There's not many times that Tommy White is not first pitch swinging. I mean, it's almost got to be at him for him not to swing at it. It doesn't matter what pitch it is. He seems to handle it pretty good. This looked like a little breaking ball. A shade out in front, but boy, keeps the hands back and finds a barrel, a rock at the left field. So a good start for the Tigers. They're kind of picking up right where they left off yesterday. 27 hits yesterday, 27 runs.
White is now 5 for 13 on the season, including that base hit. And another first pitch swinger and another liner to left field by Travinsky. He has just extended his hitting streak to 4 consecutive games, and he drives in an early run. Singles by Milam White and Travinsky, the latter one producing the RBI, and the Tigers are off and running.
This is kind of the game plan we saw yesterday from LSU. I felt like they were patient at the plate on Friday, but yesterday they came out on Friday and Saturday. Actually, yesterday they came out on Sunday swinging and attacking the first pitch. Well, you saw Tommy White attack the first pitch for a base hit, and Travinsky right behind him attacking the first pitch for an RBI single.
He's now 8 for 12 with 5 driven in. Another first pitch swinger as Brady Neal lifts one out of play. Neal is from Tallahassee, hitting .429. All 3 of his base hits this year came yesterday. Those aforementioned 2 doubles and the grand slam home run. And speaking of the 4-run swing.
Yeah, and that was his 3rd at bat. He only got 3 at bats yesterday, but how about a little bat flip right there for your first grand slam? 6 RBIs. That was a career high as well. What a day it was for Brady Neal.
White is at second base. Travinsky, after the RBI single, is behind him. Milam has scored 3 consecutive singles to open the game for the Tigers. And Brady Neal gets to first base the hard way. The LSU hitters have been somewhat of a magnet this weekend in being hit by pitch. Now Jared Jones with the bases loaded. That's the 13th time this weekend that an LSU hitter has felt a pitch.
Well, it was a big part of LSU's offense last year. Remember, I mean, they were towards the top of the nation last year in hit by pitch. Led to a very high on base percentage.
Yeah, and we talked about this on day 1. But if you count the walks that LSU hitters drew last year, and then you throw in the times they were hit by a pitch, combining those numbers, Ben, they were 2nd in the country in getting aboard across the scope of the whole season with walks plus hit batters. A lot of that came from the work of Dylan Cruz at the plate. He led the SEC last year, averaging 1 walk per game He played in 71 games. He drew 71 walks.
Well, that's a big part of Jay Johnson's offense, right? Get on base any way you can. The way he looks at it, a hit by pitch or walk, it's the same thing as a single.
Ball 1 to Jared Jones. Hitting .364. 3 of his 4 hits have been extra bases, a couple of homers and a triple already. Let's look at the 2 home run swings he's produced so far.
Yeah, that was on Friday. First game of the year, just powered it out to left field. Boy, this was the one that was impressive for me. Remember, the wind was blowing in game 2, and he just powered it right through the teeth of the wind. Opposite field for his second long ball of the year.
1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out, a run in. The bases are loaded with White, Travinsky, and Neal aboard. The outfield is deep and straight away. Josh Pearson is on deck. The pitch. That's a good take by Jared Jones, and perhaps last year he would have offered it that one.
Well, he got some at-bats as a freshman, more to, the first half of the season at the end, had a good summer. And we talked about this. It really just takes plate appearances. It takes at-bats. It takes time to get a better understanding of the strike zone.
And the ball is in the dirt. It skips by, and here comes the second run of the inning. Tommy White scores from third base. The wild pitch provides LSU with another run.
Yeah, we'll look at Shipley behind home plate. That's a tough chance right there. That ball's supposed to be more middle part of the plate. Clearly it was jerked to the left side or the outside part of the plate.
First base is open now, a 3-1 count. The infield is back, and the pitch is outside. So every Tiger that's come to the plate so far, and there have been 5 of them, has reached base.
Well, LSU kind of set the tone early yesterday, pushing across 5 runs in the first inning. They're on their way in the first inning today as well.
And the bases are loaded for Josh Pearson. Travinsky, Neal, and Jones aboard. Pearson is first pitch swinging, but not connecting. Josh is 2 for 9 with a triple. He's got an RBI opportunity here. And he nubs that one off the end of the bat. It's a gorgeous day for baseball. And will remain so, even warming up a little bit, but a lot of sunshine forecast for the next 7 or 8 days. Pearson waves through one and goes down on strikes on 3 pitches.
Well, that's Parlin's changeup there. We've seen the fastball, the breaking ball, and there's a good changeup. More of a circle change, and watch this thing just kind of dive down and away from Josh Pearson. A really good pitch. And that's where all pitchers are trying to get, right? When you get ahead in the count, you want to throw a ball that begins and stays in the strike zone for a long time and then leaks out at the very end. And that was well done by Bryce Parlin.
That was a butterfly. Mac Bingham. Ball 1.
Here's another newcomer for LSU, Bingham.
Hitting .444. Yeah. He's 4 for 9 with a double.
Off to a good start.
He's driven in 3. He can add to that total right here.
Bingham, of course, from Arizona, transferred from Arizona, where he was an all Pac-12 performer last year.
The 2-0 pitch. Now it's 3-0 with the bases loaded. Nobody is warming up for Central Arkansas. The bullpen is empty.
How about that? 3-0 green light, huh?
Milam and White have scored. Travinsky and Neal and Jones are aboard. Bingham waits. The 3-1 pitch. Off the plate, ball 4. And Bingham collects an RBI as he draws a base on balls with the bases loaded. So LSU, which got to the scoreboard early and often in the first inning yesterday, has done the same thing here today. 3 runs on 3 hits and still trouble for Central Arkansas. Here's Jake Brown. The freshman takes a strike.
Jake Brown had a big day yesterday, too. Only 3 at-bats for him before he was taken out of the game, but he was 3 for 3.
That makes him 4 for 6 on the year. He was fooled by that one. One out, 3 in, 3 aboard. The 1-2 pitch to Brown in flight, and he chops it foul. Let's look at Brown's 3 hits yesterday.
Yeah, Jake Brown can hit, and I love where he hits the ball. He'll hit the ball the opposite field as well as anybody. He circled those first 2 base hits to the right side. And that's kind of what he does. Doesn't strike out a whole lot, and Jay Johnson loves him because his understanding of the strike zone typically pretty good.
He's not allowed to run after that ball got loose, so Brown goes down on strikes. That's out number 2. And this brings on Michael Braswell, who broke into the hit parade yesterday with a pair. Braswell has started 4 games now. He's 2 for 10. One of those base hits was a double, and he's driven in a couple of runs. The angular shortstop takes a strike. That's blocked by the catcher, Shipley.
That was a nice job. Breaking ball working away from him toward that first base dugout. Shipley was able to get over and get in front of it. Got to be tough again with the shade today. See the pitchers in the sunlight, the batters are in the shade. Sometimes it's difficult to pick up spin.
Two balls and a strike. There's a Tiger on every base. Neal, Jones, and Bingham from third to first. The 2-1 pitch. A fastball for a strike. This will be the 35th pitch coming from Parlin in the first inning. The Tigers have sent 9 to the plate. Runner coming in from third, and he makes it. There is a throw down to first base, and the out is recorded there. A strikeout and a put out, catcher to first. But LSU only gets 3 runs. That's counted as a force out at first base, so the run does not score from third. And we move on 3-0. LSU off to a good start against UCA. LSU erupted for 3 against Central Arkansas in the bottom of the first, and Cade Anderson has a cushion now. He threw 11 pitches in the first inning, and he throws one here right into the wheelhouse of Casey Shipley, the catcher, and the result is a line drive single to left.
Yeah, Shipley had a big year in junior college last year. Went to UA Richmond Community College, hit .331, 9 homers, and 47 ribbies. And boy, he didn't waste any time at all hunting the first pitch fastball, and he got one right up about belt high.
And Ben, he's been the best hitter so far for Central Arkansas in this young season. He's batted safely in each of the 4 games now.
Now, Central Arkansas only hitting 168 as a team their first 3 games.
That's caught by the left fielder. Snared out there by Mac Bingham.
At the plate for the Bears, first baseman, number 25, Jake Trapp.
So Sturgeon flies out to Bingham, and this brings on Jake Traby. He's playing first base this afternoon. 1 on, 1 out. Zeb Allen is on deck. A late swing.
Yeah, Cade Anderson, nice and smooth with that arm action of his. The ball just kind of comes out nice and easy.
And he burns the strike zone again.
Well, that's what you love about him. See, that fastball up to 95, but he will use both sides of the plate with his fastball. He'll get that fastball to the inside part of the plate to the right-handers.
Central Arkansas is in Conway, Arkansas, 25-30 miles or so from Little Rock, north of Little Rock, and a beautiful part of that state. That breaking pitch stays a little bit wide and perhaps a bit up. He tried to work the outside corner with it. Started it wide, and it didn't quite come back enough. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Right now, the wind has shifted a bit and is blowing out toward center field. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, a mitt popper, and Traby could not find it. That's the second strikeout from young Anderson.
Yeah, I love his fastball. Doesn't throw a 2-seam fastball. It's going to be all 4 seamers, and he likes to pitch up in the zone. That's exactly where that one was delivered.
So that means he's going to have some sizzle as opposed to fade, right?
That's right. He's going to have some carry on that 4-seam fastball, carry it through the zone. But the good news for him is his best off-speed offering is that curveball of his. So he wants to throw the fastball up and the curveball right behind that out of that same window.
Zeb Allen. That's close. But Shipley is back.
Well, these LSU catchers have been on point so far this year with their throws. Milizzo's picked off 2 base runners trying to steal, and that was close right there.
Zeb Allen has been on base in all 3 games this weekend. Not necessarily by base hit. He's from Fort Smith, Arkansas. Shipley started this inning with a single to left. He's still at first base, 2 outs. Man, it's a beautiful day, isn't it?
A lot nicer than it was on Friday and Saturday. A little better yesterday on Sunday, but Monday today, beautiful.
There is the first base on balls from Cade Anderson.
Now batting for Central Arkansas, shortstop number 9, Reed Bowman.
And we'll have a conversation as Nate Yeske, the new pitching coach, walks to the mound with Reed Bowman scheduled to hit.
And LSU pitchers had some control issues yesterday. Issued 12 walks in the game, struck out 7.
There aren't many other SEC games scheduled for today.
Looks like James Madison in Arkansas.
Yep, that's in Fayetteville. Missouri was to have played Cal Poly, but that game has been canceled because of all the rain in California.
Yeah, James Madison upset Arkansas yesterday in Fayetteville.
Well, and it's over now in Arkansas. They must have started early. 4-0 the final. Arkansas wins over James Madison.
So Arkansas 3-1 on the year. Alabama undefeated, Auburn undefeated, LSU and A&M. Wes Johnson, former pitching coach here at LSU, got Georgia off to a good start. They're 3-0. So is Kentucky and South Carolina.
Bowman out of Little Rock waits. Late swing, strike one. He tries to bunt, pops it up, and White is able to stroll to his right and make the play. Well, Bowman pops up to White trying to bunt, and the inning is over. Runners left at second and first after a base hit and a walk. We move forward. LSU leads 3-0. The bottom of the second inning is straight ahead.
Ooh, stuffed up again?
So congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Just Sinex, breathe. What is wow? Sinex, breathe.
Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors. Easy to apply for the whole family. Vicks VapoStick. And try Vicks Vapo Shower for steamy Vicks vapors. Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors. Easy to apply for the whole family. Vicks VapoStick. And try Vicks Vapo Shower for steamy Vicks vapors.
Ooh, stuffed up again?
So congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Just Sinex, breathe. What is wow? Sinex, breathe.
What a difference 48 hours can make. In game one on Saturday in those frigid conditions, LSU had 6 hits, 5 walks, and 2 runs. After 1 inning today, the Tigers have 3 hits. They've walked a couple of times and have 3 runs. So conditions much more conducive to offense today, and LSU is off to a good start. The Tigers batted around in the first, including a base hit by Stephen Milam at the top of the order. Milam now is 6 for 8 with a double and 4 driven in. There will be a play in left field or in center field, and it took a lunge at the end by the left fielder to make that play. That one got dicey as Preston Curtis was able to track it down in left center field. Here's Tommy White. He was first pitch swinging and first pitch singling earlier today. Second at bat for him, and this the second inning. Let's see if White offers on the first pitch. He doesn't have a chance. That one stays inside and hits him on the shoulder.
Looked like a breaking ball, didn't it? I don't think this was a fastball. Yeah, breaking ball just kind of backed up, catching him right on the tricep, the left tricep.
That'll hurt the ball more than it will his shoulder. LSU has been plunked 14 times already, including 2 today. Here's Travinsky. Hayden is on a 4-game hitting streak.
Yeah, he was named this morning co-SEC Player of the Week by the league office. And why not after his first 3 games this year? Got off to a wonderful start. 7 for 11, a homer, 4 RBIs, scored 8 runs.
Well, he has 8 base hits now in 3 games plus 1 at bat. This is hit up the elevator shaft. It's going to stay in the ballpark in left field. Curtis is under it near the warning track, and it finally settles into his glove. So 2 fly balls to left and a hit batter sandwiched in between. 2 outs, and Brady Neal comes to the plate. He was plunked last time. Travinsky is the leading run scorer for LSU. He scored 9 times already, or excuse me, 8, including 1. No, make it not. Yeah, make it 9, including the one today. And he also leads LSU with 8 base hits. Two outs, a runner at first base. Brady Neal waits for the offering. Bryce Parlin misses. Jared Jones is on deck. A chop to the right side. Leonard has some trouble getting to it, but does complete the play successfully. And so the Tigers leave a base runner, and we move to the third. LSU leading Central Arkansas 3-0 on the SEC ESPN network.
Ooh, stuffed up again?
So congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Just Sinex, breathe. What is wow? Sinex, breathe.
Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors. Easy to apply for the whole family. Vicks VapoStick. And try Vicks Vapo Shower for steamy Vicks vapors.
Isn't that a beautiful sight? LSU leading 3-0 over Central Arkansas. And today the sky is the color of the favorite stone of the Navajo Indians.
Which is?
Turquoise.
Turquoise.
What a beautiful shot at the ballpark this afternoon under full sunshine here in Baton Rouge. Tanner Leonard is the first hitter, batting for the first time against Cade Anderson. Anderson retired 3 batters in the first in a row, gave up a base hit to Shipley to open the second, and then issued a 2-out walk to Allen, but Bowman tried to bunt his way aboard and popped it up to White at third base. And so Anderson is working on 2 scoreless innings as we start the top of the third. A .276 hitter last year was Leonard. This season, he has started all 4 games. He's 1 for 11.
Central Arkansas out of the Atlantic Sun Conference. They were 23-31 overall last year.
And a poke to right. There's his second base hit of the season. Leonard with a defensive swing, but got enough on it to shoot it to right field. So back-to-back singles to open the second and third innings for the Bears. There's Nick Harlan in his 3rd season now as Central Arkansas head coach. 14 games under 500. A.J. Mendolia struck out in the first. And we've got an advance on the misconnect at first base. Let's take another look at this, Ben. What happened?
Cade Anderson looked like he threw it, a little bit down the left field line, just a shade. Really no chance at all for the first baseman, Jared Jones. Nice job by Josh Pearson out in right field to quickly get to it and keep Leonard at second base.
Now let's see what the freshman does here. Does he keep his composure? Can he go back to get the strike zone? 2-0. A.J. Mendolia has a 4 for 9 performance this year. He's got more hits than anybody else, than any other Bear. Out of Fort Worth, Texas is Mendolia. Colton Sagely is on deck. That pitch finds the strike zone. And Anderson needed it. Let's see if he can come all the way back. There's a little bit of stirring in the LSU bullpen. Christian Little is up. There's Christian Little. He just started tossing casually. Mendolia waits. A 3-ball, 2-strike count. Leonard at second base. Nobody out. Off the plate. And the tying run comes to the plate now for the Bears.
At the plate for Central Arkansas, designated hitter Colton Sagely.
Sagely, a junior out of Fort Smith, Arkansas, can do some damage. 2 on, nobody out. He's around a bunt. And it's ball 1.
Yeah, LSU expecting the bunt. You see Jared Jones, he's kind of pushed in from first base. Tommy White just about even with the bag over at third.
White probably will hold his ground. I doubt they'll have Braswell trying to hustle over to cover third on a bunt. And the throw down to second base. Braswell has to leave the bag and lean for it. Sagely flying to center field last time.
Like head coach Nick Harlan out for an offensive conference.
You know, this is President's Day. Officially George Washington's birthday. But also officially the federal government supports and salutes all presidents on this day. It's been a federal holiday since 1879, and we will have a pop test on this history subject in just a moment.
1879?
Yeah, write that down.
I'm going to write that down just in case you quiz me later.
Well, more on President's Day. We're interrupted to take a look at Jay Johnson. 3rd season as head coach, and the first 2 have been dandy, haven't they?
Well, he's done exactly what he said he wanted to do at LSU. That's put LSU back at the top of the college baseball world. Well, he did it in really 2 short years.
You know, each state has the option to celebrate President's Day as it wishes. Do you know there are 15 different versions?
15 different versions of President's Day?
Yeah. This is popped up. Is there a play? Jones will have to field it on a hop and get it over to Milam, so the sacrifice is successful. Count that one 3-4 on the bunt. Runners advance, and this brings on Preston Curtis. Louisiana uses the designation Washington's birthday for President's Day. In Arkansas, they've combined George Washington with Daisy Bates, who was a civil rights worker. That pitch is in the dirt, and the runner coming down from third scores. They're going to try to score from second. Uh-oh, we've got somebody hung up here, a base running mistake by Mendolia. He's still alive, but not for long. Man. Ben, that's just not a good decision by Mendolia.
No, not when you're down 3 runs. Wild pitch. I mean, it clearly gets away from Brady Neal. Really no chance for him. When it kicks away, you knew the runner from third was going to score. But Mendolia all the way from second base, he thought about scoring, puts the brakes on at the last second, but by then he is in a rundown and finally tagged out by Michael Braswell.
Well, the odds of scoring on a wild pitch from second base are slim to start with, but especially when you're down, he would have been in scoring position with 1 out. At third, but he pushed the envelope, and now we've got the shift on for Preston Curtis. It's White, Braswell, and Milam between third and second base on the left side. Anderson gets a piece with the outside edge. 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs and a run in. The pitch sliced off into the net, foul. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a little twister.
That was a really good twister, too, by Cade Anderson. That's supposed to be his best out pitch, but he can flat out spin it. This is a really good one right here. The Bears get one. LSU still up 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning.
This is the 4th game since Friday when the season opened for the Tigers. LSU has won the previous 3. .413 batting average to this point with an ERA of just under 4. These are through 3 games. And Travinski leads the way offensively, 7 for 11 coming into today's action. The Tigers will be back home next weekend, and so will the LSU softball team. By the way, that put out on the rundown after the wild pitch was 21516. Ben, we had a little fun yesterday with zip codes. We had one from France. We had one from Malaysia. And what's 21516?
Peru.
Really?
That's what it says.
Okay.
That's what Google says anyway.
Make a call. Let's see if we can find somebody in Peru.
I don't think I have roaming over there.
Jared Jones at the plate. He walked and was left at second base in the 1st inning. There will be no play on this. This is a really nice crowd. People sneaking away from work.
They don't have many Monday games, do we?
No. Now, most of the stadium is more populated than that shot out in the corner bleachers. Jared Jones lofts one deep to left center field. Both outfielders are looking up. You can pucker up and kiss another baby goodbye. Wow. Jared Jones has 3 home runs.
Well, he got off to a wonderful start last year. He had a lot of home runs, ended up making freshman All-American. Didn't play a whole lot the second half of the season, but this is what Jay Johnson is hoping for from Jared Jones, kind of hiding him down in that 5 spot. And that was a hanging breaking ball, and I mean a real hanger, just about belt high, and the big fella finds the barrel left center field, his 3rd long ball of the year, and this one was a no-doubter here.
Jared Jones sends one out of the ballpark to give LSU a 4-1 lead. And this brings on Josh Pearson. Two and 0. Pearson homered 4 times last year. His output as a freshman was impressive. He tailed off a bit offensively a year ago, and he's looking to get back into an offensive groove here in year 3.
Yeah, he had some big hits his freshman year in conference play. Had some big home runs. Going to play a little bit of second base this year. Going to play some outfield where he is today, which is typically where he plays.
Now the conversation will be interrupted. Two and 0 the count to Pearson. LSU with 3 in the 1st and 1 in the 3rd on the long home run by Jared Jones. That was a 403-foot blast according to Home Run Stat Tracker. And speaking of tracking devices, Ben, we learned before the season that every team in the SEC, with the exception of Florida, uses the TrackMan computer to generate all kind of reports. And Florida actually uses a similar system. It's just not the TrackMan system.
Correct. I mean, everybody in the SEC has these analytical numbers. Of course, it gives you the velocity of the ball coming towards home plate, the spin rates of the ball, how much it drops and moves. And, of course, from a hitting standpoint, it gives you the launch angle, what angle the ball came off the bat, how far it goes, what the exit velocity was.
You know, in the old days, you didn't need any of that stuff. You just said, yeah, it went over the fence.
Yeah, it was hit hard. Yeah.
Umpires also use it. This TrackMan device charts every pitch in a computer-like strike zone, similar to the ones you see on television that are superimposed over the hitter. And they get a report after every game where every pitch was, what it was called, and what the computer actually showed it was. And that's for teaching purposes.
Yeah, there's the strike zone, and then in the college game, we got a little bit of a buffer zone all the way around the strike zone. In other words, about a ball off, up, in, or out, and even down, about a ball down. And those are all considered to be in the college strike zone. That's how the umpires are, I guess, graded in some ways.
Runner on the move, a chop to second base, force out there on to first for what turned out to be an easy double play. Pearson was on the move, and that brought Leonard over to cover, and he was able to grab the chopper with his foot on the base and get it over to first for a 4-3 double play.
Yeah, it's just bad luck for LSU. Hit and run is on to the second baseman. Leonard's covering the bag on the throw. Well, the ball right over the top of the bag. He simply catches it with his foot on the bag and then completes the double play over to first base.
So Jake Brown comes to the plate now. He fanned last time. Strike one. This is twisting to the left side. And Mendolia cannot pick it up cleanly.
Man, I don't know if he'd got Jake Brown. I mean, Jake Brown can really get down the line. I'm not sure even if he comes up with that ball, he throws out Jake Brown, who got out of the box quickly from the left side. You watch Jake Brown. I mean, he is coming out quickly. Ball cued right off the end of the bat. And there's the third baseman right there. Mendolia just couldn't come up with it.
And this is going to be the end of the day for Bryce Parlin. And I believe that was ruled an infield hit. So Michael Braswell will face a new pitcher. They've got to make the move here, don't they? And finally, the call is made to the bullpen. So we will see Gavin Alvetti, the new pitcher for Central Arkansas. But first, we'll take a timeout. LSU leads 4-1 over Central Arkansas in the final game of the opening weekend. This is the second time this weekend that LSU has seen Gavin Alvetti. He worked to 3 hitters and got credit for 1/3 of an inning earlier.
Out of Searcy, Arkansas, 6 foot, 180-pound sophomore. A little bit different arm slot, kind of not quite sidearm, but low 3/4 what I would call it.
Maybe 7/8.
7/8 is a good number.
Braswell waits. The runner is moving. The pitch is a strike. The peg down is a good one in time. Shipley unleashes right into the glove of his teammate, and Jake Brown is thrown out stealing. Let's take one more look here as Shipley comes up firing. That's a great release. Very well done to record the 3rd out. But Jared Jones rips one over the left center field wall, 400 feet plus. And that propels LSU to a 4-1 lead with the 4th inning straight ahead.
I'm Michael Cera, and human skin is my passion, which is why I developed this. CeraVe. My cream. Oh, you didn't know? CeraVe. Developed with Michael Cera. We like? It's a perfect crossover opportunity.
SoFi is helping me get my money right to achieve my ambitions. With SoFi checking and savings, I pay no account fees and earn a competitive APY.
Casey Shipley is the first hitter as LSU carries a 4-1 lead into the fourth. This UCA school was founded in 1907 as Arkansas State Normal School. Normal schools generally designated schools who featured teacher education to prepare future teachers. There were many of them across the course of the country.
That's the key for me with Anderson, is that pitch right there. If he can start to land that breaking ball of his, he's shown a good fastball. It's ticked up to 95, which is a really good arm from the left side, especially for a true freshman. But when he can begin to land that breaking ball, it's going to be a difference maker for him. That's a good example.
Yep.
You slow that bat down a couple times with a couple of off-speed pitches, and you take 95 to the top of the zone. That's a pretty tough combination to navigate through if you're standing in the batter's box.
And especially with a 2-strike count. This brings on Drew Sturgeon, who flied to left field last time. Central Arkansas's colors are purple and gray. And Ben, they had one of the first, not the first, but one of the first colored artificial surfaces on their football stadium. And it's a purple stadium. Now, you remember Boise State was the blue early, and not too far after that, Central Arkansas installed a purple carpet on their football field.
Oh, tough play here.
Braswell unleashes. And what a great hustling play by Brady Neal. Brady Neal ran as far as Braswell, and he ran as far as the base runner, and he prevents that one from getting loose and banging around against the facing of the LSU dugout. That's great hustle by Brady Neal.
Yeah, he almost outrun the base runner down there, did Brady Neal. But this is what you're taught to do. Get out of the box quickly, nobody on base, and watch Brady Neal. He's quickly out, knows there's going to be a play at first base. Braswell goes in the hole, sets his feet across the diamond, not in time. It kicks away from Jared Jones, but Brady Neal was right there to keep it from going to the wall.
That's a catcher who wants to play. It's hard enough to play that position, but when you've got to run as hard as you can on infield ground balls, obviously with nobody out, but nobody on base, I should say, but that's a wonderful play by Brady Neal.
Yeah, the LSU catchers so far have impressed. Now in the fourth game of the season, Brady Neal's been outstanding, really on both sides of the ball. Alex Milizzo, a couple of base hits. He's looked good defensively. And Travinsky's only caught one game, but he threw out a runner. But at the plate, he is going to be a difference maker this year for LSU.
You know what the mascot's name is at Central Arkansas? It's a bear.
The Bears.
But there is a name of the mascot, like Mike the Tiger. Bruce D. Bear.
You remember the mascot for VMI Keydets? Do you remember his name? Come on now.
Wait, I think it wasn't a penguin.
No.
I think it was a kangaroo.
What was his name, though? We got Mike the Tiger here.
Mo
the kangaroo. Very good.
Mo the kangaroo. Gosh, those brain cells actually connected. Famous alumni for Central Arkansas. Scottie Pippen. Basketball Hall of Fame. How about this? I didn't know this. Mike Norvell, the head coach at Florida State, he played at Louisiana Tech and also at UCA. And he's the all-time receiving leader at UCA.
Wow. Uh-oh. Somehow Brady Neal got crossed up right there. Brady Neal looking fastball. Kate Anderson threw the breaking ball. Watch Brady Neal. He thinks this is a high fastball. Goes up to get it. Whoops.
That one is very high and ball 4.
Somebody looked at their watch wrong on that pitch, huh?
Yeah. Well, the second richest woman in the world is a graduate of Central Arkansas, Julia Koch. $59 billion to her credit.
That's pretty good spending money. $59 billion.
Now there's another one you've heard of, Alice Walton, as in Walmart. $56 billion.
She's not hurting either. But she's not the richest either. Who's the richest woman in the world?
Francois Betancourt Myers, also from UCA. No, I'm just kidding. But she's worth $75 billion. And L'Oreal is the business that put her in the chips.
And all these people?
No, the last one is not.
Okay. People say they shouldn't be hurting for money for the program with those folks.
You would think not. Zeb Allen at the plate. Swing and a miss. That's a pretty good heater right there.
Well, look, he's ticked up to 95 twice. And we heard a lot about Cade Anderson. He starts getting that breaking ball going. Look out, because the fastball's been really good.
2 in a row, same result. Second out, second strikeout of the inning.
You're probably looking at Cade Anderson, probably one of your middle-of-the-week starters is what I would guess at this point right here.
He has fanned 5. He has walked 3. He has allowed 3 hits and 1 run. And Reed Bowman popped up a bunt last time to White. Right now he's pumping strikes.
Yeah, and he's holding his velo too here in the 4th inning. He's pretty much been 91 up to 95 the entire game. Haven't seen the changeup yet. It's been pretty much a 2-pitch mix.
There's a big right-hander warming up for LSU.
Anderson up to what, 67 pitches now. Could very well be his last inning.
Two balls, 2 strikes. A 3-run lead for LSU. 2 outs, 2 on. Action coming your way in the 4th.
Yes, sir.
Right 3 called.
Big time. Big time by the true freshman, Cade Anderson out of Madisonville, Louisiana. Just dots an eye perfectly on the outside part of the plate to pick up yet another punch out. LSU up 4-1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning.
4-1 LSU. The Tigers are trying to go to 4-0 on this young campaign. For those of you who are listening or watching in the ballpark and who snuck away from work, Ben McDonald will be available to sign your excuse to give to your employer immediately following the game. What's your personal record for cups of coffee over the course of the game? I like it too, but you go to the coffee maker more frequently than me.
Yeah, I'm good for at least 2 cups of coffee per game, sometimes 3 if it's a long game.
Well, I'm good for 3 Diet Cokes, minimum.
Is it true that you ate 13 meat pies, crawfish pies in one sitting? Is that true?
They were small.
I don't care how small they are. You ate 13 of them? Pretty good appetite.
Well, I broke it up into 3, 3, 3, and 1.
Okay.
3, 3, 3, 3, and 1. There's a sweeper and a called 3rd strike as Braswell fans for the 2nd time.
Yeah, that's a tough one here if you're standing in the batter's box. This ball starts at you, and you see it out of the hand. It's a ball out of the hand, but watch this ball just kind of leak back, and I don't know if it came back far enough with the home plate umpire, Ben Levin, certainly thought it did.
I thought that was a strike. Here's Milam, who's 1 for 2. Milam has not needed a GPS to find his way to first base, has he?
No, he's been impressive. If you look at him, he kind of gets those toes up on the plate like for a smaller guy, like he's sitting right on top of the plate.
Does he remind you slightly, and this is a stretch, of course, in terms of production, as he waves at a really good off-speed pitch, but he kind of reminds me in stature of the wonderful major leaguer with the Astros, Altuve.
Yeah, pretty much same size. Altuve, not a big guy, but can really swing it. Obviously just got a contract extension. Looks like he'll end his career there in Houston. He's kind of been the face of the Astros for many years.
So a good inning so far for Gavin Alberti. And there's a poke the other way as Tommy White drives one through the right side. That's always a good sign with him. He's got such great power to the opposite side. And you know, he's hit over 50 home runs in 2 seasons of college ball. And Ben, almost half of them have been to right field.
Well, this is kind of what makes Tommy White special, right? I mean, we know he's got a lot of power, drove in 105 last year, hit, 24 home runs. But his ability to use the backside of the field is why he always hits at a very high average. He did it at NC State his freshman year. Did it at LSU last year in his second year.
And that's kind of the part of the game that gets overlooked a little bit with him because his power numbers are so big and his RBI numbers are even greater. But he has flirted with 400.
Yeah. Well, Tommy White can just flat out hit. It's kind of unconventional, and I still don't know that he has an approach when he steps in the box. He just kind of sees ball and hits ball. You know, he will attack the first pitch more times than not. I mean, 3 plate appearances so far. He swung at the first pitch twice, 2 singles. The only reason he didn't swing at the first pitch his second at bat is because it hit him.
I'd like to have the salvage rights to that jewelry after the game, though.
That's a lot. That's a lot of bling.
I mean, if some of that fell off in the game, I mean, that's should be finders keepers, right?
I laugh when I see him at first base because his lead, if you want to call it a lead, it's almost non-existent. Like I mean, it may be the shortest lead in all of baseball.
Oh, and now look, he has stretched it. He's way out there.
Well, only because the first baseman's playing behind him. That's the only reason.
Travinsky draws a base on balls. He continues to get aboard frequently. And so the Tigers, after a couple of strikeouts to open the inning, are trying to add more to their total of 4 on a 2-out single by White and a walk to Travinsky. And this brings on Brady Neal, who's been hit by a pitch and also grounded out to second base. Swing and a miss. May have been a little late on that.
Alvetti's one of those guys that you want to get your toes up on the plate because he loves his arm side from what we've seen. Fastballs to the arm side, meaning away to lefties, right out there, and he's going to throw that changeup right behind it too.
That's a good pitch.
So you go to school pretty quick, and you start to figure out, okay, where is his sweet spot? Where does he like to be? And especially when you got counts in your favor, you want to kind of lean out on that outside part of the plate because that's where he wants to live. The key to that is being able to let your hands go first and use the backside of the field off a pitcher like Alvetti.
Jones would be next.
He came inside there, but that was a mistake. Did that hit him?
Yes, he is claiming it did, but the umpire says no.
Brady Neal said it hit him. Trying to go away again, just pulls it to the inside part. Did it get him?
If it did, it was only a thread, which of course does constitute a hit by pitch, any part of the clothing. And a good off-speed pitch, and Neal waves through it. A 3-strikeout inning, as it turns out, for Alvetti. LSU leads by a 4-1 count as we go to the 5th inning on a beautiful day in Baton Rouge. But this changeup takes care of business for Alvetti. A new D1 baseball poll was issued this morning, and LSU has moved up to number 3. Arkansas is number 2. It stays there. Florida and Vanderbilt are very highly ranked. So is Texas A&M and Tennessee. Alabama at 17. South Carolina at 21. The beat goes on with the SEC and the recognition it receives across the country. The Tigers have gone to the bullpen, and a big right-hander by the name of Little has entered the game. Christian Little is on the mound right now. So he replaces Cade Anderson.
See what he did last season. 34 2/3, elevated ERA. Walks were an issue for him. 29 base on balls. Strikeouts weren't. He can really strike out. It's a big arm from the right side. Christian Little will be up to 95 miles an hour. Breaking ball and a changeup as well. Of course, started his first 2 years at Vanderbilt and transferred to LSU last season.
He got his share of strikeouts, but he also was excessive with the walks, and that's certainly something he wants to tidy up this year.
Yeah, it's not the stuff. The stuff is good. The question is, can he get the ball over the white part of the plate enough to be effective? And if you remember Christian Little last year, early in the year last year for LSU out of the bullpen, he was really good. Then all of a sudden, the command of the strike zone started to waver a little bit. He didn't get a whole lot of action down the stretch.
1 run, 3 hits, no errors for UCA. 4 runs, 6 hits, and a bobble for LSU. If you've just joined us, 3 runs in the first for the Tigers. On base hits by Milam and White and Travinsky. Little will make the play underhanded over to Jones. And then a home run by Jones in the 3rd inning. That's what produced 4 for LSU.
Well, let's not forget about Cade Anderson, too. Started true freshman from Madisonville. Did well. 4 innings, 3 hits, only 1 run. He did walk 3, but he struck out 6. Had the strikeout pitch working. He showed a good arm, a really good arm. Up to 95 with his fastball. Probably set about 92.
Half of those 6 strikeouts came in the 4th inning, when he also allowed a couple of base runners, but came back to find the strike zone and take care of business with 3 strikeouts in that inning. Here's Mendolia at the top of the order. He's 0 for 1. He's been the best hitter in the early going for Central Arkansas. Boy, that sky is so enticing. It's just a beautiful turquoise blue today. Not even a hint of meringue in the sky. The pitch. It pops the mitt, but it's out of the strike zone.
Yeah, a little slider. Christian Little thought he had a strikeout there.
Isn't that a pretty scene?
Beautiful.
You see Tiger Stadium. Sometimes off in the distance, you can see the nation's tallest state capitol building. You can see the Mississippi River. Wonderful stuff. That last pitch, Ben, was 97 miles an hour.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing wrong with Christian Little stuff. I mean, it's big time.
That's 95.5, but it's upstairs. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Christian Little has retired the first batter he's faced. Colton Sagely will bat behind Mendolia. Swing and a miss. When the ball gets to you that quickly from the big right-hander's hands, you've got precious little time to make your decision.
Well, that was a big-time pitch. This is a little cut fastball at 89 miles an hour on a 3-2 count just on the outside part of the plate. That ball stayed in the zone a long time and just kind of oozed off the outside corner. So we've seen fastball, cut fastball, and a true curveball by Christian Little so far.
2 outs, nobody on base. That pitch a little bit out of the strike zone. Colton Sagely at the plate. He has flied to center field and had a sacrifice bunt last time. 0 for 1. This is going to be a long run for Pearson, and he's able to get there. Pearson coming toward the infield makes the play. 3 up, 3 down for Christian Little in relief of Cade Anderson. And we go to the bottom of the 5th with the Tigers leading the Bears. It's 4-1 LSU.
Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors. Easy to apply for the whole family. Vicks VapoStick. And try Vicks Vapo Shower for steamy Vicks vapors.
Ooh, stuffed up again?
So congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Just Sinex, breathe. What is wow? Sinex, breathe.
Ooh, stuffed up again?
So congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Just Sinex, breathe. What is wow? Sinex, breathe.
Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors. Easy to apply for the whole family. Vicks VapoStick. And try Vicks Vapo Shower for steamy Vicks vapors.
Tommy White and Thatcher Hurd, preseason All-Americas. White hitting .374, those 24 home runs, the nation's leading RBI total with 105. Hurd 8-2 a year ago. Averaged over 13 strikeouts per 9 innings. We've seen him on Friday night. As we return to play here in the bottom of the 5th. Jared Jones has hit 3 home runs already. Alvetti works a strike over the outside corner. Jones walked in the first and homered in the third. Zeb Allen in right field is backpedaling as fast as he can, and he makes the play on the warning track in right center field, right under that auxiliary scoreboard. Here's Pearson. He has struck out and walked. The junior from West Monroe looks at a strike. And this time he swings and can't find it.
Boy, Alvetti's got a good changeup, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. It sinks and fades, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's about 7 to 8 miles an hour slower than his fastball. Comes out of that same window, that low 3/4 slot that he's got.
But the Tigers get another base runner. They are plunked again. That's number 15 already on the season. Four to 1 Tigers, who lead in the base hits category 6-3. Mac Bingham takes a big cut. He walked with the bases loaded in the first, and he bounced into a double play last time. Ben, I bet the sunshine feels good to those fans out in the right field and left field bleachers.
Yeah. You'd rather be out away from the overhang today. Down the left field line, a little bit down the right field line. You got some sunlight.
Well, you've been kind of soft, in my opinion, in the early part of the season. I mean, for the third day in a row, you're wearing that battery-heated vest.
Well, you never know if you're going to. I mean, I don't have a nice SEC network pullover like you do, so I got to make do. XL, if you come across another one, I could fit into a 2X, by the way.
But long. XL long.
I'm not going to be too picky.
Well, no, but I mean,
I don't think they make them in long, but either one I can make work.
Okay. This one's available for sale. I mean, you did say you were going to represent me.
I am. I'll get you an NIL.
This can be your down payment.
NIL deal.
Yeah.
Samsonite luggage. I mean, you got to be the poster child. Of course, I don't know if they want to advertise you because you bought one 50 years ago and you still got it.
Yeah, but that speaks to the quality.
I know.
Of the.
But they won't repeat customers.
Once every 50 years doesn't cut it. Is
No.
that what you're saying?
No.
Ground ball up the middle, short to second base covering. And that takes care of business. Albetti has been good in relief. Tigers have a 4-1 lead as we go to the 6th inning in Baton Rouge.
Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors. Easy to apply for the whole family. Vicks VapoStick. And try Vicks Vapo Shower for steamy Vicks vapors.
Ooh, stuffed up again?
So congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Just Sinex, breathe. What is wow? Sinex, breathe.
Ooh, stuffed up again?
So congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Just Sinex, breathe. What is wow? Sinex, breathe.
Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors. Easy to apply for the whole family. Vicks VapoStick. And try Vicks Vapo Shower for steamy Vicks vapors.
What you see on your screen right now is the cumulative performance of the LSU pitching staff through 3.5 games, and these numbers are up to date. Obviously, the opposing batting average is terrific. The only really alarming thing right now, Ben, is those 29 walks, 44 strikeouts, and an ERA of 3.60.
Yep. I mean, look, LSU last year finished 6th in the SEC in ERA with a 4.47, and this year appears the offense is going to be just as good as it was last year. So anything really below a 4-team ERA is a really, really good number.
Preston Curtis at the plate. Christian Little looked very good in his initial inning of the season. He induced a ground ball back to the mound. He struck out a batter, and he induced a fly ball to right. It'll be Curtis and Shipley and Sturgeon for the Bears here in the 6th. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for Central Arkansas.
Yeah, I think the biggest question mark right now for LSU is what does the back end of the bullpen look like for LSU? You know, we know that Gavin Guidry's back there, and he's going to be a piece of that. But after that, I think there's some question marks. And so this is certainly an audition for Christian Little, and he'll continue to do so. And Jay Johnson will use his bullpen accordingly and try to land on his best back-end guys by the time conference play gets here.
One thing you cannot have out of the back-end relievers, and that is bases on balls. That's the kryptonite to any pitching staff late in the game.
Well, Ulloa looked good. Fidel Ulloa looked good in his first, and he's going to be a bullpen guy. He was a bullpen guy in junior college, and he looked really good. You know, Guidry's going to be there. Christian Little has a chance to be there.
Ulloa had that moxie, didn't he? He just looked like he belonged.
Yeah, he was comfortable, and he's comfortable as a reliever. Justin Lohr, the left-handed pitcher, the transfer from Xavier, was an all-Big East performer. You got to think he's going to be towards the back end as well because he's used to being back there.
There's a base on balls, just as we were talking about it. Lohr may be more of a situational type guy, don't you think?
I think so.
You know, the arm slot is conducive to causing problems for left-handed batters.
And Nate Ackenhausen, the other lefty, I think you can plug him in towards the back end as well.
But there are many, many, many options.
Well, what's interesting as we get through the season, I mean, don't forget about Jaden Newt, who, had arm issues, had Tommy John surgery before the season began last year. He is expected back. Big right-hander with a big arm at the back end. And they're saying hopefully maybe sometime in April they'll get Jaden Newton back. But he could be a force at the back end of the bullpen as well. And I think an outside chance is the other freshman from last year, Chase Shores, the 6'8" guy, was up to 100 miles an hour. Now, he had Tommy John kind of in the middle part of the season, so it's kind of iffy if he makes it back or not, but he could be a guy that could be back.
Little leaps and then makes a wild throw, but Braswell is able to hang on. Somehow Braswell was able to make that catch as Stephen Milam was flashing right by him.
Yeah, there was some miscommunication between the middle infielders and who was going to cover on a potential ground ball double play. You see Christian Little goes up and catches it, throws it to the bag, but you see Braswell coming and Stephen Milam coming toward the bag.
Milam snapped that glove like he thought the ball was going to be there, but it was already taken by Braswell.
And typically, I mean, that's always decided before the pitch goes to play. The pitcher typically turns around, he points at one of his two middle infielders. Okay, who's going to have the bag? But give Christian Little credit. Sometimes when you see two middle infielders converging on the bag, a pitcher has a tendency to hesitate because you don't know who's going to be there. The idea is to throw it right over the top of the bag and hope one of those two guys are going to get there.
Yeah, let them sort it out, right? Here's Drew Sturgeon. The Bears center fielder is 1 for 2. It's the first time he's faced Christian Little. That base hit came off Anderson, the starter. The pitch fouled out of play on the left side. There's going to be less competition today for foul balls in the parking lot because, most of the youngsters are in school.
That's right.
Was that a changeup?
That was a changeup, and a good one, too.
And it got away from Neal. And the runner advances.
So Christian Little, yeah, he showed us 4 different pitches so far. Fastball, cutter, curveball, and now the changeup.
And there's a left-hander in the LSU bullpen. The pitch misses away. That looks like DJ Primo in the bullpen right now. This will slice off to the left side. That's a souvenir bouncing around in the bleachers.
So the kids don't get a day off for President's Day then. They got to go to school.
I'm not sure. At least here, I think they do go to school. Maybe in some other locations they don't. Ground ball up the middle. Braswell slings it over to first base. Safe. Sturgeon was able to leg it out.
Well, Sturgeon showed some speed getting down the line right there. They may talk about this one and have a second look at it. I thought Michael Braswell,
LSU
shortstop,
challenging the ruling on the field.
he did everything he'd do here. Ball kind of hit right off the end of the bat. Wanders over, quickly releases a nice, accurate throw, a good stretch on the back end.
I think he's safe, but LSU is challenging. Yep, I think he's safe. It's very, very, very close.
Very close. I didn't see anything there that makes me want to overturn that one. Sturgeon stole 12 bases last year.
This might be the best angle. Boy, that is absolutely close.
About as close as you can get right there.
Can you overturn it? That's the question, it appears. That's one of those 50-50 calls for sure.
You would almost have to be able to slow that down frame by frame to get a look at that.
And a good challenge by the Tigers. So 2 of the 4 umpires are putting an extra set of eyes on this replay. There's a tunnel adjacent to the visiting dugout, and a couple of rooms up that tunnel. One of them is the umpire's dressing room, and the other is a small room with a large monitor and all of the replay technology in that room. And of course, they are in contact with our production team at the LSU Athletic Administration Building and the SEC ESPN studios there. The call on the field was safe. Last year, 22% of the calls that were reviewed were overturned, 78% were upheld, and we're going to find out right now.
After review, call on the field of safe stands. LSU loses the challenge.
So an infield hit for Sturgeon. Runners on the corners. That's Shipley and Sturgeon aboard. And Ben, this game has had the tenor that LSU is in control, but the fact of the matter is the tying run is at the plate.
Yes. Well, I'll bet he's kind of come in, the reliever for Central Arkansas, and he's stacked a couple of zeros. He's given his offense a chance to kind of climb back in, and they're really just one big base hit away from being right back in this thing.
We've got a pinch hitter. This is Jagger Shattle. And Jay Johnson is going to talk it over, and he has made the call to the bullpen. So Christian Little sailed through the 5th inning, but he's issued a walk and a base hit on the infield here. He leaves with runners at 1st and 3rd and a 3-run lead, 1 out, and a new pitcher comes on for LSU. We'll be back in just a moment as we play on in the 6th inning. Local left-hander DJ Primo is on the mound now. He inherits the tying run at the plate in a 4-1 game. LSU leading in the 6th inning against UCA. And this is the 2nd time we've seen Primo.
Yeah, he threw in game 2, the game Luke Holman started against Central Arkansas back on Saturday. Threw a 3rd inning, gave up 1 hit, did not allow a run.
Christian Little went an inning and a 3rd, allowed a hit on the infield in this inning. 1 walk, 1 strikeout.
Yeah, stuff was good. Gave up the infield hit. Fastball ticked up to 97. Really showed us 4 pitches too. Changeup, curveball, and a cut fastball as well. But Jay Johnson's going to play matchups here.
And he's got a right-hander getting ready in the bullpen as well. That's Gavin Guidry getting ready for the Tigers.
Nick Harlan goes to his bench, get a pinch hitter. So Jay Johnson goes to his bullpen to grab the platoon advantage, lefty on lefty.
Shattle is hitting for Traby. Ball 1. A number to the right side. A run is going to score. The underhanded throw by Primo is in time. Shattle dribbles one, gets the RBI. But LSU gets the 2nd out.
Yeah, really good pitch by Primo. Kind of a little breaking ball down and away, just kind of right off the end of the bat. He'll collect the out over at first. There's Central Arkansas saw a 2nd run of the game.
And Primo will face another left-handed hitter. This is Zeb Allen. He has walked, he has struck out. Jay Johnson will go to the mound. And all of the infielders will gather as well. I don't think Guidry is ready. He's not throwing.
No, he just got on the mound.
Yeah, he's not throwing full speed yet.
Plus Zeb Allen, who's at the plate, is a left-handed swinger, so you think Primo's definitely going to stay in the game and face him.
Two runs, 4 hits, no errors for Central Arkansas. 4 runs, a half a dozen hits, and an error for LSU. And the tying run at the plate, Zeb Allen. 2 gone, a run in. Ball 1. Or excuse me, strike 1. Reed Bowman is scheduled to hit next. The Tigers would like to get back to the dugout. Now the count is level at 1. The outfield is medium depth and straight away. Here's the pitch. Ball 2. Bowman, who's on deck, has popped up a bunt and struck out. 2 outs, a run in, and a 2-run lead for the Tigers. That's off the plate. It's 3-1. It's time for Primo to make a big pitch.
Yeah, it could be his last hitter if he doesn't get this guy.
And that one is just a little off the plate. Boy, this walks total by the LSU pitching staff is getting excessive.
Yeah, it's concerning. It is a little bit concerning. The good news is LSU's pitching staff has struck out a lot of batters so far. So if you're going to walk guys, you better be able to strike out guys.
Guidry is probably ready or near ready in the bullpen.
Yeah, I think Jay Johnson's going to come get Primo. He's going to want that. With the game, I mean, it's only the 6th inning, but the game is on the line right here. A base hit's going to tie the game.
And Jay Johnson will make the move. He's going to the right-hander to face the right-handed hitter. And so we will step aside. Things are getting squeezed a little bit. LSU hanging on right now to a 4-2 lead with a run in already for UCA. Gavin Guidry has been summoned with the tying run at the plate as we play in the 6th inning. LSU leading 4-2. Guidry, the sophomore from Lake Charles, came to LSU as a shortstop / pitcher. Emerged as mostly a pitcher and will be in that role exclusively this year. And he'll be looked upon to get things done in the back half of the games.
Yes, his 2nd appearance of the year. He pitched in game 1 on Friday night, went 2/3, gave him 1 hit, didn't allow a run, walked a batter, struck out a batter. That's his numbers from last year, obviously. 12 walks, 42 strikeouts is a good number, 28 2/3. Fastball, 88 to 91, maybe show you 92 occasionally. His best pitch, no doubt, is that slider. And it's got a little bit different shape than most sliders. It's more what they call a bullet spin slider now. So it doesn't have a lot of right to left in it. It's almost a straight downward type motion.
Which would indicate, when it's working well, a lot of ground balls.
Yes. And a lot of swings and misses. And either one of them works in this situation. Prefer to have a strikeout, but a ground ball might work as well.
We're going to have a pinch hitter. They'll go with the left-handed swinger. Bryce Sermonelli is at the plate. He waves weakly. That ball gets by Neal and the runners advance. And now the tying run is at second base.
Well, that's the slider we're talking about, and you can see the shape of it. It's just a little bit different shape than most sliders. You watch this ball. There's hardly any right to left, and it's almost just straight down action, which is just very unusual for a slider. It gets right between the legs of Brady Neal.
Sermonelli waits. He bounces one foul on the right side. The tying run is at second base. Sermonelli out of Norco, California. The crowd encouraging Guidry. The pitch is a fastball away.
And that feels like just a show me type pitch. I think Guidry wants to go back to that slider.
Ben, Brady Neal yesterday got hit with a foul tip when he was not protecting his right hand, and he wasn't protecting it on that last pitch either.
Well, if he gets hit enough, he'll eventually get it back out of the way.
The pitch. Outside. 2 balls and a couple of strikes. Tension in the 6th. Outfield medium depth straight away in the sunshine. Half of the infield is in the shadows. Here's the pitch. Just off the mark. That was a flincher, but Sermonelli let it pass for a ball. The 3-2 pitch in the 6th. Strike 3 called. Sermonelli was frozen by that pitch. And Ben, you can't let that one go by. That one steered home by Guidry.
Well, that's the difference maker for Guidry. He can throw this breaking ball just about any count, any situation. He lands a beauty on a 3-2 count with a tie-in run at second base to get LSU off the field. Tigers will take a 4-2 lead into the bottom of the 6th.
LSU beat this Central Arkansas team earlier this weekend by a 2-0 count. It's 4-2 right now, LSU, trying to stretch a lead in the bottom of the 6th inning. Michael Bresswell leading off, and he fouls one the other way. And we've got some defensive changes that we will pass along for Central Arkansas. Bresswell waiting, chops that one off his foot. That's a foul ball. Jagger Shaddle is the new first baseman. Bryce Sermonelli is playing second base now, and Tanner Leonard has gone from shortstop. Sermonelli must be the shortstop. Leonard has gone from second base to shortstop. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Sermonelli's at second. Shadow is over at first.
And a fly ball is captured out in center field by Sturgeon. Bresswell is 0 for 3 at the bottom of the order, and we go to the top for Stephen Milam. He singled in the first, fly to left field in the second, and struck out in the 4th. So Shaddle at first, Sermonelli at second, and Leonard has moved from second base to shortstop. LSU scored most of its runs in the first inning. Then it got a home run by Jared Jones in the 3rd, his 3rd of the season. And that's been it. The Tigers have been held to 6 base hits. So Ben, LSU has had its share of some difficulty offensively against Central Arkansas in the 2 games
Got off to a good start, 3 in the first. Then the solo home run you mentioned in the third by Jarrett Jones. But since then, and give Alvetti, who's on the mound right now, Gavin Alvetti, give him a lot of credit. He has kind of come in and really slammed the door on LSU to this point.
And he's been wicked with a variety of pitches, including a really good off-speed pitch.
Good changeup, good sinking fastball from a low slot.
There's the changeup. That thing is tantalizing, isn't it?
LSU just not picking it up right now.
4 strikeouts for him.
Yeah, what felt like the game kind of on cruise control for LSU. It's a different ball game now. I mean, it's a 2-run game as we're here in the 6th inning.
Let me redo the math. That's his 5th strikeout. 2 outs, and Tommy White is at the plate.
Will Tommy swing at the first pitch?
He's been on base 3 times. He singled on the first pitch in the first inning. He was hit by a pitch in the second, and he had a base hit in the 4th. This ought to be a good battle. White's not going to back down. Alvetti is going to throw from that wide right angle, and he misses outside. Two and 1, 2 outs, bases empty. White slams one into right field. It's on a line. It carries quickly out to Zeb Allen. He hit it well, but Zeb Allen was able to track it down. And we go to the 7th inning. LSU 4, UCA 2. Will remain home. It'll be a 4-game set starting on Thursday. Northern Illinois the opponent, and then Stony Brook on Friday. Northern Illinois on the 24th. And then the next day, Stony Brook again. And the weatherman right now is fully cooperating with that weekend series. Tigers will play their first road game on the 28th of this month in Houston against Rice. Leonard tries to bunt his way aboard, and that one is steered to the left side. That's a strike from Guidry. Tigers would love to get a good inning from him, maybe more. There's a left-hander starting to warm up in the bullpen. And that's a little tight. Leonard at the bottom of the order has singled and scored and bounced back to the box. This is going to be a long run for Pearson, and that's down. So every time Central Arkansas gets a base runner, it brings the tying run to the plate in a 4-2 game.
Yeah, pretty good piece of hitting right there. Kind of breaking ball, just kind of going down, and well, the number 9 hole hitter Tanner Leonard just kind of sinks into his legs and shoves one out to right field.
That's his second hit. He's 2 for 3.
Good start here in the top of the 7th for Central Arkansas.
Well, they have had base runners in every inning except the first. 2 base runners in the second, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth. Actually, they were 3 up, 3 down in the 5th with Christian Little getting it done. They had 1, 2, 3 base runners last inning. So they've kept the pressure on, even though LSU remains up by 2. And that's a called third strike as Guidry burns one home.
Well, let's take a look at the pitch sequence here. It was quick. I mean, 3 pitches quick. Good fastball right at the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Backs it up with a fastball on the inside part of the plate to go 0-2, and then comes right back with another fastball, pretty much right down the middle.
Runner is moving.
Might have a double play here.
Braswell decides to put it in his pocket after that pop-up was hanging in the air like a Chinese weather balloon. I mean, that thing was up there. I'm with you. I thought there was a chance for a double play, but that ball had so much elevation to it.
It didn't stay in the air as long as that Chinese weather balloon hovered.
Close, though.
Over U.S. soil.
Close,
forever.
though.
Close.
First pitch swinging. Let's see if this is playable. It certainly is. Jared Jones is there. And after the base hit by Leonard, a quick disposal by Gavin Guidry. We move forward. It's the bottom of the 7th inning coming up. 4-2 LSU.
Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors. Easy to apply for the whole family. Vicks VapoStick. And try Vicks Vapo Shower for steamy Vicks vapors.
Ooh, stuffed up again?
So congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Just Sinex, breathe. What is wow? Sinex, breathe.
Welcome back. If you've just joined us, 2-5-0, the line score for Central Arkansas, 4-6-1 for the Tigers. Alvetti has been brilliant in relief for this visiting team so far, as he has really shut the door on LSU after 4 early runs. 6 runners left on base for the Bears. They are 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Anderson got the start for LSU. The Tigers yielding runs in the 3rd and 6th innings. And we play right now in the bottom of the 7th with Travinsky at the plate for LSU. The Tigers have not had a base hit since the 4th inning. Alvetti has been really, really good with pitches like that. He's thrown a big twister and a really nice sinking, darting off-speed pitch.
Yeah. 3-pitch mix, low, 3/4 arm, fastball. There's the slider, and he's shown it a really good changeup. Now, he seems to use the slider a little bit more against the right-handed hitters, use the changeup a little bit more against the left-handed hitters from LSU.
Did you see the spin on that? It looked like a yo-yo. Short to first for the out. Leonard over to Shaddle as Brady Neal is quickly retired. Here's Jared Jones. This would be a 1-run game were it not for Jared Jones's 3rd home run of the season. That coming in the 3rd inning.
LSU 1 for 5 runners in scoring position. Central Arkansas 1 for 6 runners in scoring position.
Cade Seldumridge has replaced Curtis in left field for Central Arkansas. Cade Seldumridge.
There was a defensive change made for Central Arkansas in the bottom of the 7th inning.
This is an offensive timeout, which will be broken up, and we are going to get back to play.
Central Arkansas.
Alvetti delivers a chop to the shortstop again. It takes a chest high bounce. The throw over is in time, and the Tigers go down in order for the 2nd inning in a row. A strikeout, a couple of ground outs. We move to the 8th. It's 4-2. LSU hanging on to the lead. Central Arkansas will play its next game at Memphis. It will host Southern Illinois on the 23rd, 24th, and 25th. It'll play at Arkansas State on the 27th and then host Tarleton State before playing at Arkansas on March 5th. That's what's upcoming over the next couple of weeks for the Bears. Shipley swings at the first pitch from Guidry and chops it foul. LSU holding on to a 4-2 lead. And Alex Milazzo has gone behind the plate. So Milazzo, Ben, like he did last night, is in behind the dish, and there's a liner to left. It's down in front of Bingham. This Central Arkansas team continues to apply pressure. They've had a whole lot of base runners.
And they're doing a good job of getting the leadoff guy on, too.
Yeah, that's happened three times in a row now.
Yep.
And we'll have a conference as Jay Johnson goes to the mound. He's got a left-hander throwing. And we're going to have a pitching change. This game is kind of itchy, isn't it?
It's a good game, yeah. I mean, the pitchers have really settled in nicely.
And so we'll take a timeout here and be right back. LSU is nursing a 4-2 lead. There's a leadoff batter aboard for UCA. Well, the strategy continues. The wheels are turning on both sides. Justin Lohr becomes the new pitcher for LSU. The Tigers used 5 pitchers yesterday. They're using 5 to this point. He's out of Lakeville, Minnesota. A lanky left-hander with a bit of a puzzling motion for left-handed hitters. A 1.89 ERA. That was brilliant in 57 innings last year with Xavier. 22 walks, 63 strikeouts. We've seen him once so far this season.
Yeah, he only had 1 start, so he was pretty much a bullpen guy his entire junior year. Of course, spent his first 2 seasons at Xavier, but he was really good last year. 57 innings of work, 63 strikeouts. Opponents only hit a 182 off of him. Picked up some saves along the way. Of course, was a second-team All-Big East performer last year for Xavier.
The tying run is at the plate in Drew Sturgeon. Lower. Strike 1 as he burns the inside part of the plate. The lanky lefty eyes the runner at first base and delivers. And he got it in on his hands again, Ben.
Yep. Lower pitched 1 1/3 on Friday night against VMI. 1 1/3, 2 hits, allowed a run. It was not an earned run. Walked 1 and struck out 1.
The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a bender. He came tight with the first 2 and then swept 1 on the outside part of the plate.
Well, let's talk about the sequence that you're talking about. He started him off with a really good fastball, kind of inner third for strike 1. Another elevated fastball up and in, and then boy starts it, that breaking ball almost in the same spot, leaks it right off the outside corner. Well done by Justin Lohr.
That's the first out of the inning. A runner remains at first. And a check swing strike.
Well, if you can throw it right there every time, that's going to be money. That's a good breaking ball.
Shaddle is up for the second time. He bounced out in his only other at bat, and that produced a run. 0 for 1 with an RBI. Runner is going to try to take second. Here's the throw. It will not be in time. That got loose from Milazzo and rolled far enough behind him to allow Shipley to advance. Let's see what they rule on that.
Yeah, Shipley read that ball down in the dirt, and he took off. No hesitation at all.
Both teams have 6 hits. That's going to be ruled a passed ball that allows Shipley to move to second base. Three balls and a strike. First base is open. Shaddle out of Richardson, Texas. The Minnesotan delivers. Check swing, he committed. 3-2. Ben, say what you want about Central Arkansas's record in this weekend, but they held LSU to 6 hits in the first game. They've held LSU to 6 hits in the second game.
Well, their pitching's been outstanding. I mean, they came in with a 2.57 ERA into this game for their 3 games. Now, the offense has been off a little bit for them. They've not scored many runs, but they have pitched it really well against LSU and VMI.
Alvetti especially has been good in the bullpen today against the Tigers. And now we're going to have an offensive conference. This might be just to disrupt the motion of Lohr because, you know, there's not a whole lot of options. Get a base hit. That's the instruction. Drive in a run.
Well, Shadow had it. He had Lohr down 3-1 and swung at a breaking ball off the outside part of the plate to get the count back to 3-2. And you would think Lohr's going to come right back with the same slider.
Why not? That's his out pitch against lefties. A big pitch coming, the 3-2. 1 out, a runner at second base. Steve, right 3, right down, Nicholson drive.
Well, give that one to Nate Yeske. And I think that's what the conference is about. I think head coach Nick Harlan said, look, I want you to look for a breaking ball here. He's going to throw it again, but instead, Lohr just paints a fastball perfectly on the outside part of the plate, and that is a big strikeout for LSU.
That was a no-doubt strike. And now Zeb Allen, who has walked, struck out, and walked, is at the plate. Steve, right 1. Justin Lohr trying to become part of early season Lohr, L-O-R-E, for LSU. The pitch. Steve, right 2. Lohr tries the bender, and it curls out of the strike zone. Three in the first for the Tigers, 1 in the third for UCA, 1 in the bottom of the inning for LSU on the home run. That one's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 in the 6th for UCA. And right now we play in the 8th. Tying run at the plate. There's a runner at second base, 2 outs, 2-2 count to Zeb Allen. Lohr trying to get it done right here. We go to a full count. That is poked softly to right field. It's down for a base hit. The runner will score from second base. And we have a 1-run game. Zeb Allen with a really good at bat. If you'll remember, he fell behind 0-2. But he would not allow Lohr to finish the deal.
Well, 4 plate appearances for Zeb Allen today. He's been on 3 out of 4, including his first base hit here, an RBI single. Folks, we got a 1-run game here. And that was a tough at bat by Allen. Lefty on lefty matchup, yet he finds a way for an RBI single.
So Central Arkansas now leads with 7 hits as opposed to 6 for LSU. And a strike to Sermonelli. This is his second at bat coming off the bench. He struck out a couple of innings ago. Runner on the move from first. Milazzo's peg is not in time. Zeb Allen scoots into scoring position.
Not only is he in scoring position, he is in scoring position in a 1-run game. And yes, he did get in there, throw a little bit high by Milazzo.
That peg would have had to be right on the canvas in order to get the base runner.
LSU is challenging the ruling on the field.
Well, from what we saw, Ben, this won't take long on the challenge.
Yeah, I thought he was safe unless he slid past the bag, because I did see Braswell reach back and re-tag again. Let's take a look at it here. So he looks like the oven mitt gets in right there. There's the tag. So he looks safe. Now, did he come off the bag? See, he's off the bag. He's trying to keep it on his left foot on.
He might have slid by the bag, but he got back, and Braswell was not able to jump on him after maybe he came loose from the bag. I don't think this is going to take very long.
I don't either. I thought for a second maybe he came off the bag, but he's fighting hard. And he did a little bit, but he kept his left toenail somehow on the bag.
This will be the second challenge for LSU.
Call on the field of safe is confirmed. LSU has exhausted their 2 challenges.
So LSU cannot initiate any more challenges. Fidel Ulloa is warming up in the bullpen for the Tigers, the right-hander. And there is tension in Alex Box Stadium. That's a foul ball. Ben, you mentioned it earlier, the pressure UCA has been able to apply early in each inning. And just to underscore that, 5 out of 8 leadoff batters have reached base.
That's how you put pressure on defenses and pitching staff. You get the leadoff guy on every inning. And I tell you what, about 50% of the time, he will score.
4 singles and a walk have produced leadoff hitters to get on board. And there's a swinging strike, and the inning is finally over. UCA gets a little bit closer. We have played to the bottom of the 8th inning. LSU holding on. It's a 4-3 ball game. There's a razor-thin margin right now separating LSU and Central Arkansas. It's a 4-3 ball game. The Tigers have been out-hit 7-6.
Well, the MVP of this game so far is the guy that's on the bump right now, and that's Alvetti. He has come in 4 1/3 now, only 1 hit, has not allowed a run, only walked 1 and 6 strikeouts. He has shut down this LSU offense as he entered the ball game.
And there has not been a base hit for the Tigers since the 4th. Pearson, Bingham, and Brown are scheduled to go. Ball 1.
And if you're a left-handed hitter, from what we've seen from Alvetti, get your toes on the plate. Everything he's thrown has been pretty much away to the left-handed hitters. Fastball away, changeup away. He's living right out there is where he's living. He's creating a lot of ground balls.
It's an easy play for the second baseman, Sermonelli. 1 gone.
Batting for the Tigers, left fielder, Mac Bingham.
Here's Mac Bingham, who has walked with the bases loaded. That came back in the first inning. He bounced into a double play, and he also has struck out. LSU could use some insurance. Trailing, or rather leading by only 1. And trailing by 1, UCA.
What a difference a day makes, huh?
Oh, yeah.
LSU only 6 hits today, 27 of them yesterday. And actually, Central Arkansas has out-hit LSU at this point, 7 hits to 6.
Central Arkansas will have 9, 1, and 2 coming to the plate in the top of the 9th.
And Ulloa continues to throw for LSU, so it looks like he's going to have the 9th.
Meanwhile, Alvetti continues to baffle LSU hitters with that sinking pitch off the sidewinding delivery. That one somehow curled around the legs of Bingham. And the Tigers get a base runner. They have not had that many against Alvetti. Only 3. Here's Jake Brown, the freshman from Sulphur.
Now Bingham can run a little bit. I don't know if he's going to take off or not. Now Alvetti's going to check on him.
Jake Brown waits. He thought about swinging, but he lets it pass for a strike.
Well, Jake Brown has showed us he can use the backside of the field early in his LSU career. And that's what he's probably going to have to do here.
Brown is backed away. A peg down to first. That's blocked nicely by Shadow. That's what you need to do when the ball in the dirt and you don't have any chance at tagging out the runner. Just take it off the chest, keep it playable any way you can.
Smother it and keep it right there.
Become a hockey goalie. The 2-1 pitch. Steve right. This Alvetti is crafty, isn't he?
Yep. It's just a little bit different arm slot that you don't see, but his command, his control's been really good. Only 1 walk. 3 different pitches.
Brown will face another pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on. That's off the mark, and the Tigers would dearly love to get somebody in scoring position. Been a long time since that's happened.
Well, 3-2 count here. You could very well see Bingham in motion, even though it's 1 out.
There he goes. Il son parti. He will return. A 3-ball, 2-strike hit would be really big here. That's off the pitcher, rolls to the shortstop. He fumbles it and has no play. So LSU indeed gets a runner at second base. The runner was moving. The shortstop was coming over to cover. That ball was redirected a little bit as it caromed off the pitcher. The shortstop, Leonard, picked it up and then had nothing to do with it.
That's a nice piece of hitting, too, by the freshman. I mean, a rocket. He really stayed on that ball, hit it right back from whence it came. But the good thing LSU was in motion there, because that could have ended up as a double play.
So an infield hit, and the Tigers finally pick up a runner at second base. There's 1 out, and Michael Braswell at the plate. He has struck out twice and fly to center. The pitch. Upstairs. There's a right-hander warming up for Central Arkansas. And this is an instruction from the bench to go out and burn some time.
Yeah, give that reliever down the bullpen a few more pitches to get loose.
Nate Bussey is warming up. Or Tate. First name starts with a T.
Well, I'll bet he threw on Friday night. He's up to 69 pitches right now after 2 days off. So you got to think he's right toward it. You hate to take him out of the ball game, but
well, he's been
in the year.
He's been super good. Two balls and a strike, one out, two aboard. Bingham and Brown are the base runners. They can both move pretty quickly. Ground ball left side, takes a chest high hop. There's an out at second and an out at first. 6-4-3 double play, and that gets Central Arkansas back to the dugout. We've got a one-run game. LSU leads 4-3. The ninth inning, straight ahead. It's a big moment for the newcomer for LSU, Fidel Ulloa, out of Lodi, California. This is his second appearance in this opening weekend series, and it's up to this transfer right-hander, Ben, to shut down UCA, a team which has provided a lot of pressure against LSU in the last few innings. It's a 4-3 ball game in the ninth, and Ulloa is front and center right now for the Tigers.
Ulloa worked 1 1/3, gave up 1 hit, did not allow a run, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts in his first appearance in an LSU uniform. That, too, was against Central Arkansas. Boy, he showed a good arm, too. I mean, the fastball was a mid-90s fastball, breaking ball, too. Pretty much what you're going to see. They say he throws a changeup, but it's clearly his third best pitch. You're going to see mostly fastballs and a good tight slider.
Well, before we move on, let's put a bow on Gavin Alvetti's performance. 5 1/3 innings in relief, only 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. He was absolutely brilliant.
Well, he's the reason why Central Arkansas had a chance to come back, and they back to just 1 run down. They're looking to tie this game up or go ahead.
Leonard bunts it. Ulloa makes the play on the backhand side, 1 out. So Leonard bunts back to Ulloa, who turns the grounder into an out.
Yeah, he wanted to get that ball a little bit more down the third base line, unfortunately for Central Arkansas, and fortunately for LSU, right back to Ulloa, who collects the first out.
Now Mendoza, who is hitless today, including 3 strikeouts and a walk. But he came into the game as the leading hitter for UCA at the top of the order. Ulloa starts him with a strike. He works quickly. That's a little bit elevated. There is drama in the ninth. A 1-run lead for the Tigers, who try to go to 4-0. The pitch. Swing and a foul back, and that one might have been a little bit upstairs. LSU will take no chances. The bullpen is busy. There's another right-hander getting ready. But Fidel Ulloa right now has the ball, and he's on the mound as Sam Dutton is warming up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
Dutton's like the Iron Man. He's pitched twice in the first 3 games. If you're an LSU fan, you don't want to see him in this game.
Here's the 2-2. Grounded toward the first baseman. Jared Jones is there, and there are 2 outs. So Ulloa has induced a couple of infield outs, and the Tigers are 1 out away from victory. UCA is 1 run away from forging a tie. Colton Sagely is at the plate. 0 for 4 today. Fly to center. Was out on a bunt attempt. Fly to right. Popped up to short.
That ball must have hit the knob of his bat, so they call that a foul ball. Strike 1. take another look at it.
Central Arkansas, challenging. Just hit by pitch foul ball.
Now, Sagely, he chokes up on the bat. You know, a lot of guys will wrap that bottom hand around the knob of the bat, so it's hard to hit the knob of the bat. But you can see he's choked up on that. So there's about 2 inches of knob there where the ball potentially could have hit it.
But judging from the lack of reaction, like taking your hands off the bat or rubbing them or some indication that there's pain there after contact, judging from that, which is not what they're going to look at, but I don't think it hit him. Do you see any reaction from him like, ouch?
No, and typically when you get hit on your hand, it's instant, right?
Yeah.
And there was no reaction at all by Sagely.
That is a very difficult thing to see, though, for the plate umpire. Sometimes the base umpire will have a better angle,
I think
even though there's some distance involved.
I think what you're going on more than anything is the sound. And typically umpires like that, they hear a different sound.
Right.
Like a ball hitting the bat kind of sound. And there was no hesitation at all.
Well, they'll be coming out in just a moment. We'll find out what the call is. Ben Levin has been calling balls and strikes. Brian DeBrouwer at first base, Jeremy Dupree at second, and Zach Neff at third. This is DeBrouwer, the crew chief.
Calls confirmed. Foul ball. Central Arkansas loses 1 challenge.
I mean, you got challenges left. It's worth it. You know, it's worth a try.
Sure. Here's the pitch. Grounded to the right side. Charged by Milam. He's got it. He's got it over to first base. And the Tigers hold on for the win as Fidel Ulloa comes out of the bullpen in the 9th and claims the save on 3 ground ball outs. A great job for him protecting the 1-run lead, and the Tigers win for the 4th time in opening weekend.
Yeah, I tell you, let's start with the pitchers. Cade Anderson, the true freshman from Madisonville, was really good for me. 4 innings of work, only 1 run he allowed, struck out 6. Christian Little allowed 1 run. Gavin Guidry allowed a run. Lohr looked really good, and Ulloa picks up his first save in a Tiger uniform. From an offensive standpoint, Tommy White, 2 base hits. Good to see him back-to-back games with multiple base hits. He's getting going. Travinsky had an RBI single. Of course, Jared Jones with his 3rd long ball of the year. He went 1 for 3. And down at the bottom of the lineup, the true freshman Jake Brown continues to hit 3 for 3 yesterday, 2 for 4 today. So the Tigers start the year 4-0 right out of the gates.
4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for LSU. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for a very competitive UCA team today. Tigers hold on and win by 1. Don't forget, LSU returns to action here in Baton Rouge Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Upcoming softball also on the schedule as well. For Ben McDonald, I'm Len Rollins. Again, the final score, LSU a winner, 4-3. This has been a presentation of ESPN.